morning, good night, wherever you're watching this. Disney Plus is here, and it's time to watch the first episode of The Mandalorian. Did I love it? Let's find out. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new review. Today I'm going to be going over the first episode of The Mandalorian. Now, do understand that there might be some spoilers in here, so if you haven't watched it yet, definitely go check it out and then come back and let's discuss it down below in the comments. Plus, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know, guys, do you guys want me to be reviewing every single episode of The Mandalorian, or do you want me to just review this first episode and then do a full season review? No matter what, I'm going to be reviewing the first episode and doing a season review, and do look forward to a bunch of other Disney Plus content on this channel later today. I'll be doing a whole app review. How is Disney Plus? How's the content on there? And even reviewing some of the other exclusives that do come out today. But The Mandalorian, it was definitely the big highlight for me when Disney Plus was announced. I have my Bounty Hunter shirt on, I got my pajamas on down below, and I have my Mandalorian pop right up here, and definitely this was the most anticipated thing for Disney Plus launching. I'm a major Star Wars fan. There's no doubt about that. My favorite thing about the Star Wars isn't just the lightsabers, isn't the Jedi, isn't the Sith. It's always been the bounty hunters, especially when it comes to the Mandalorians. And when I heard that they were going to be creating this concept, I was all for it. Picks up right after Return of the Jedi, right after the Empire has fallen, and for a 36-minute episode. Kind of was hoping these were an hour. It's 36 minutes. Add a couple minutes, going to be at least 40, including credits. But it's 36 minutes right as the episode ended. And overall, I'm satisfied with this. And I'm actually locked in, especially from that ending, which we will be getting into. The Mandalorian, for me, hit all the nice notes that I wanted to. It intrigued me. It got me into this world of Star Wars. And actually, the feeling it brought to me was kind of the same feeling that the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance first episode gave me back when I saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. It felt like I was returning back to a world that I haven't been to in a very long time. And The Mandalorian here kind of brings back that element of a Star Wars that I haven't seen in so long. And while I have liked the newer films, and while I did enjoy the prequels, they're nothing to the original saga. And that's something that The Mandalorian has given me now. I feel like it harkens back to that original saga, and I'm actually really happy to feel that whole gravitas. Whether it comes down to just the characters and the world, to even the editing and the way that everything plays out, all the aliens and creatures feel so realistic that when you watch this years from now, they're gonna still hold up to date. And I think a lot of that sensibilities come from the passion that is behind the scenes. And of course, Dave Filoni did direct this, and for a first episode, for a pilot, most pilots never really blow me away. This one, per se, didn't blow me away, but it got me so intrigued back into this world of Star Wars, and again, gave me that same feeling that Dark Crystal Age of Resistance gave me earlier this year, that I'm returning back to a world that I haven't seen in a very long time. And speaking of this world, the Mandalorian himself, Pedro Pascal, they do make references of why the Mandalorians do not take off their helmets. I actually do not think we will see his face at all. I think we're going to get a Judge Dredd type of element here, which I'm actually all for. I'm a major fan of Pedro Pascal. And the way that he kind of plays off this Mandalorian character is a badass. He has his moments to him. He has his one-liners, but he works. He's secretive. He's subdued, and I like him. He's perfect for the role. And when he came out in Game of Thrones back in Season 4, it won over my heart. And now in this season, he's winning me all over again as the Mandalorian. I like what he's doing with this character. Obviously, we're going to find out more about him. There's a couple emotional flashbacks in here that kind of harken back to him as a child. And there's going to definitely be diving into that more. I wonder, guys, also comment down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys think he's going to take off the mask? Do you not? Let's discuss it. And of course, leave me down your predictions for the rest of the season. What else you guys think is going to happen? Of course, also diving into this, we also get a new droid played by Taika Waititi, IG. I really liked the sensibilities of him. He's a sassy little robot, and I like Taika voicing him. It actually didn't take me out of it. I actually went and said, is that Taika voicing him? And I had to look it up, and yeah, it was. And I knew he had been announced to play the droid, but it's really perfect the way that they synced his voice into the droid, and the droid's a badass. And speaking of badass stuff, it's the action sequences. automatically the action sequences won me over. Whether it's the very first one that we got a glimpse of in the sneak preview from D23, or whether it's the last one when they're killing all the other bounty hunters right around them going after their hunt, it's awesome. And my favorite part is when Pedro Pascal looped around the LMG, jumped on it, and just boo 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 boo. Just totally a big smile on my face as he's just nailing down all these guys. And if that's the type of action we're gonna get in here, I'm all for it. Now, when it comes to my cons, which I want to get into before we get into that big ending thing, it comes down to one of the things, and it does feel a little bit kiddie. I was expecting a little bit more of a gritty take for Star Wars, and I think I'm wondering if the season is going to kind of get into it. Obviously, we see him wrangling a horse or dinosaur type thing for this world, and while I didn't mind it at all, I was enjoying it and smiling, and I'm actually happy that, like, if I were to have a kid, I would be actually to be able to show him this, and it wouldn't be too dark or too scary. And while some of the action sequences are actually pretty intense, and especially that first one and how brutal it actually is, and the way that the editing kind of shows it off, it's great, and this world is actually very tough looking, especially in how we see them interacting with the stormtroopers. And in the beginning of this, when he's going to get his new bounty, it's awesome, and it's a kind of gritty feeling, and I like that. But when it got to that whole animal element, I was kind of just sitting there, I'm like, it kind of feels a little bit of a prequel element to that, and it does feel family a little bit too kiddie in that part. Again, that's just me. That's just me. It's not like I hated that by any means. I just wasn't expecting that, but I did enjoy it, and I think there are fun elements to it. And if that's what we're getting, if that's kind of the series that we're getting, and this is what the pilot's setting up, I'm all for it. The gritty kind of tone that I was expecting from the trailers, kind of out the door at this point. If it goes that way, awesome. If it doesn't, cool. I can still enjoy this. But then we get to that last thing. 50-year-old alien they're going to kill. It's not 50 years old. It's pretty much a baby. And it's a baby Yoda. Well, not Yoda, but it's a baby version of him from his species. And yeah, a big mic drop on that part. Major mic drop. Have no idea how that kind of goes into here. Is he related to Yoda? Is he not? I don't think he is. I would assume he's not. Why did they want him dead? So many things. And we see the droid about to kill him, and Pedro Pascal himself just shoots him in the head. We know IG is going to come back because it's Taika Waititi. You don't kill him off in the first episode. But that's what's funny is, like, they introduced that, and it's gritty, and I love it. It's unexpected to see that. I heard there was a major drop at the end of this episode, and I was thinking, oh, they're probably going to have Boba Fett come in or something. No, that was a bigger, major mic drop than I could have ever imagined. That's how this series is going to be every single episode, and making me anticipate to the point where I need to either stay up early Thursday night or get up early as possible Friday morning to watch these episodes. That's what it got me to do. I had a blast with the Mandalorian episode, and if I were to rate it, I would give it a B+. I think it's a solid pilot, and while pilots usually take a bit to get me drawn in, this one drew me back into the world, reintroduced me back into the Star Wars world that I've been dying and craving for such a long time, and while it had a couple kiddie elements that I actually wasn't expecting, it didn't bother me. I liked it. I think it could bother other people, and I did want to mention it because of that, but the action's awesome. The world's gritty. I like this take after the Empire. We've never seen anything in between there unless you've read some of the books, and it's awesome to kind of see that. We didn't get anything in between Return of the Jedi to Force Awakens, and now we're getting that little glimpse in there, and I'm excited to dive into that world. That's what I want, and I'm hoping, and I can't wait to see where the rest of this season takes us, especially after that mic drop of an ending. It's a great start to this series, and I hope it keeps this momentum. Again, let me know down below, guys, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Again, hit that like and subscribe button if you guys are new here. Don't miss out on any other Disney Plus content. If you didn't watch The Mandalorian and you're not getting Disney Plus, well, look out for more content on it to see if you guys should pick it up. It's a pretty good deal. $7.99, not bad. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.